The Friday feels are here indeed, and now to send you off into the weekend, whether it's scones on a Sunday with Oma or magwinya with gogo. We all have fun memories which take us straight home, and now thanks to these memories, we've been inspired to make even more special moments, and that's by bringing you these delicious Snowflake homemade Lamingtons. They are straight from our kitchen to yours. So why not make a batch for your family this weekend, snuggle up on the couch, put on a movie, and beat the winter chill. Nicole Snelling, I must say, Snowflake, when I see this, I get excited. I mean, for years and years growing up as a kid, I don't even think the branding has changed, but I have just been so excited seeing this on the table when Mom's cooking, and I'm like, something good's about to come through.
And the yellow just gives it away. It's just like, okay, we know she's baking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
So true. And then on top of it, you climbing in the kitchen like, Mom, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Can I taste? Can I taste? Can I have the batter?
Yeah, you always want to lick the spoon or lick out the bowl.
Dibs on the spoon, by the way, for this session.
Okay.
All right, so where do we begin? What are we doing?
Okay, so Lamington is like, it's a sponge cake that's that we're soaking in like a chocolate sauce. So it's originally like an Australian recipe, but us South Africans, we call it like esterfakkies.
Okay.
So what you do is I've creamed some butter and some sugar together, and you just kind of want it all to incorporate. You can use a machine of this, but for noise purposes, for now, I'm going to just do a little bit of the egg one at a time with my spatula.
And it's not bad putting in some of your own elbow grease.
No, and this
earn these meals.
This is like, because it's like that gooey egg with the sugar and the butter, this is like something kids would absolutely love to mix up. So you get them involved. Like this is, like I find like baking as a kid, my mom, she was never the best baker. So thank goodness I went to chef school, but we always made cookies. And it was always like glass cookies. And I remember always like warming my bum by the oven. That was for me like the best memory with baking. And like I feel like it's such a family occasion, you know?
Definitely is, Nicole.
Cool,
Wow.
So we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla. And so now this is nicely incorporated. We're going to add our beautiful snowflake flour. And you're gonna add a cup and 3/4 cup. So we're gonna just do one. And you wanna incorporate this with your milk at the same time. So you kind of wanna alternate it. So a little bit of milk. And
What's the reason for that? It's apart from just dumping it all in straight away.
Well, because you want to incorporate the egg and the sugar beautifully. So like most of your recipes always call for like a little bit folded in, little bit folded in. Okay. That way you also don't land up over mixing it. That's also something that's very important when baking. You don't over mix. So you're going to add that with our extra flour, and then you're also going to add something that also is essential in baking is baking powder. So you also want to add a little bit of baking powder with this recipe.
Rise.
Yes, beautiful rise. So this recipe calls for 2.5 teaspoons.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna, this is a tablespoon, so we're just gonna use a little bit less.
You know what? I think it's definitely the baking powder for me. That we had a crazy story with these Lamingtons, and it was a birthday we hadn't planned for. There were no cakes in the shop. So what we did was we got 2 boxes of these, stacked them together, put some candles on, and it actually made the perfect like DIY cake, because you kind of could build them in any shape that you wanted, using it like Lego. So that puffiness and that rise kind of made it acceptable enough to be considered a cake and a birthday cake.
Yeah,
so
and no slicing needed, right?
Exactly, you get your own perfect pair. So there's another idea for you guys this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, it's my birthday coming up, so Monday, I might even have these as a little starter. Everyone gets their own quarantine isolation birthday cake.
Perfect, that actually works
like
really well. Well, the nice thinking there. So you're gonna add it into a square baking tin. If you don't have a square one, use a normal cake tin. You might have a little bit of excess cut off because you do cut them into little squares like I've done here.
Okay.
With the excess cut off, just roll them up with the coconut and the sauce and make like little cake pop balls, you know?
Cake pop balls, there you go, guys.
Nothing goes to waste.
I love that creativity, guys. If you're looking for creativity and inspiration, of course, head over to theexpressoshow.com for some of this incredible recipe inspiration. It's perfect to get you in that weekend mood. It's perfect to snuggle up with your family behind the movies, and it's perfect to get that belly warmed up for winter.
So, because that's going to bake for 30 to 35 minutes, us as chefs, we always give people like a gap time. And that's because everyone's ovens are different. Everyone's ovens bake differently. You'll know your oven.
And sometimes the kids want to warm up their bottoms a little longer than others.
Yes. And you know what also is a great thing? When you're done baking, don't leave the oven to cool with the door closed. Open it up. It's winter time. Let all that heat up your house. Don't let it go to waste.
That is actually very smart. Economical, energy saving. You've already heated it up. Now why not use it to warm the house? I love that.
Exactly. It's the baking experience. You know, you don't let anything.
Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing goes to waste.
I love that.
Kids get to lick the spoon, your bums get warmed up on the oven, the house gets heated.
So Nicole, I must say now, this is that exact moment where I would just happen to bump into the kitchen and see that bowl of chocolate and say, Mom, are you going to be using all of that?
Yes.
And it's looking so good. It looks like you could just eat it.
And you're like, Mom, what is that?
Yeah. Can I taste?
So what this is, it's your icing. So I've just added some icing sugar, some cocoa powder, and a little bit of boiling water with your butter. So the boiling water helps the butter melt, and you want that luxury butter flavor. So you're gonna dunk your cooled down cakes into this icing. And for us to get, as you can see, there's like a perfect even soakage. That means don't let the one side chill longer than the other, you know, because then you are gonna have an uneven soakage. So once this is all incorporated, then you're gonna take your desiccated coconut, which is very easily available in the shops. And
Good soakage there, Nicole. Very good soakage.
Thank you, I tried. Now this is like the part where the kids can get involved because it's like sticky fingers.
I'm sure all the kids would love to do this part actually, just so they can lick their fingers. So the whole family, make sure you're getting involved in this one, especially when it comes to that soakage time.
Exactly. So then once they're all done, you're gonna pop them on a tray. And what's nice about this, they last longer than your usual cakes. It's also a nice way to take your cake so you can bake this a day before and let it cool completely. And then the next day, this is like a very quick step to just whisk everything together, and then Bob's your uncle,
Awesome.
done.
So I could make like a big batch and then have one little piece a day.
Pretty much. Good control there, Raul.
A cake a day keeps not much away, actually. It keeps
Well, it's
everything on.
winter. We've got to get a little bit warm and snuggly with our little, what do we say, our love handles.
Yeah. Oh, there you have it, guys. One incredible recipe. It's Lamingtons with desiccated coconut and a chocolate filling. And if you want this recipe, of course, go to expressoshow.com for all that inspiration. But you know what time it is. Enjoy, guys. Cheers.
Snowflake, too fresh to flop.